So check this out. This is one of Nintendo's brand new game cases for the Switch 2. I mean, it looks awesome on a shelf, right? It feels solid, promising, but it looks like Nintendo has a totally new plan for physical games, and it kind of changes what it means to actually own a game. It all starts with what's not in here. Surprised, instead of a cartridge, you might just get this, a game key card. And if you're like me and you care about collecting or just making sure your games last, this should probably make you a little nervous. Are we still buying games, or are we just buying empty boxes? All right, so how does this whole thing work? You go out, buy this box, take it home, and inside you find this game key card. You pop the card into your Switch 2 and it just downloads the entire game straight from Nintendo servers. But here's the weird part. You have to have that game key card in the console every single time you want to play. It's not just a one-time download code. Think of it more like a physical key you need to unlock your digital game. To me, this just feels like a huge step backward. You and I, we see a box on a shelf and we assume the game is actually in the box. This new system just breaks that whole promise. You're not really buying the game itself. You're buying a license that needs an internet connection and Nintendo's servers to even work. And that brings up the biggest fear for anyone who collects games. What happens when they go away? What happens in 15 years when Nintendo eventually shuts down the Switch 2 servers? It happens to every console. It's just part of the life cycle. When that day comes, any game key card you have for a game you haven't downloaded yet just becomes a worthless piece of plastic. Your whole collection suddenly has an expiration date. As frustrating as all this is, it isn't just happening for no reason. Honestly, it mostly comes down to cost. Games these days are getting huge, and making those high-capacity Switch 2 cartridges is incredibly expensive for publishers. Way more than just printing a Blu-ray disc. This really puts other developers in a tough spot. They either have to eat that massive manufacturing cost, which kills their profit, or they just skip putting a physical version out on Switch 2 at all. So this game key card is their compromise. It lets them get a box on store shelves so you see it, but without that crippling cost of a big cartridge. For a lot of games, the choice isn't really between a full cartridge and a key card. It's between a key card and just being digital only. So, is physical collecting for the Switch 2 completely dead? Not exactly. We kind of have to accept that for a lot of the big third-party games, this hybrid thing is just the new reality. It's the price we have to pay to get those games on a Nintendo console. But there's a huge glimmer of hope here, and it's Nintendo itself. The company has said it has no plans to use these game key cards for its own games. That means your next Zelda, Mario, or Metroid will almost definitely come on a proper playable game cartridge. And don't forget about publishers like Limited Run Games. Their whole business is about giving collectors like us complete on-cartridge copies, and they've already said they'll keep doing that for their main releases on Switch 2. This gives us a real choice. We can vote with our wallets. Maybe you decide to only buy first-party Nintendo games physically and just go digital for everything else. The power is still in our hands to show the companies what we actually care about. Yeah, this whole game key card thing is a complicated, pretty controversial fix for a real money problem. It helps keep third-party games coming to the Switch 2, but it feels like it comes at the cost of really owning our games and being able to play them years from now. It blurs that line between physical and digital more than ever before. So I have to ask you, is a box with just a key inside still a physical game to you? Let me know what you honestly think down in the comments. And if this breakdown was helpful, think about subscribing for more deep dives into where our hobby is going.